Hey everyone, it's your girl SMP here, ready to serve you up a fresh, hot new video. Today, we're jumping back into Tiny Glade. So, things are going to be working out a little bit differently with the way I record my audio. Because, as you have noticed, I'm sure, my audio has not been sounding great. So I've been working on it, and I've had to change things around, so hopefully you've noticed that things are better. But sadly that led to me having to record my videos differently. So I'm going to do more of a voiceover after the fact of me recording these videos. And we'll be experimenting with that and see how it goes. Hopefully really well, because the next few videos are going to end up like this. So hopefully you enjoy it. So I'll just be describing to you what I'm doing. Just messing with this bridge, sadly. Still messing with this bridge. I did go back and look at that video as I told you in the last episode, and now I'm just kind of perfecting my technique of building the bridge itself. I'm still working on getting everything adjusted. My likings, I'm having really difficult time with the archways and getting everything lined up, but not overlapping in a way that's really ugly. Speaking of which, I don't know how you guys feel about this, but I'm going to be creating a new series that I think I want to call I Gave It the Ugly. It's based on this game, but I'm just going to be making everything ugly in Tiny Glade. I know I seem to have a little bit of a knack for doing that by accident, so I want to do it on purpose. I want to take credit for that, and I think it'll be a really fun time to just see how ugly I can get things in this beautiful game. It's crazy how ugly I can do things by accident in a game that's designed to be beautiful. Its ugliness is almost beautiful in a way. So my challenge in that new series is to make things as ugly as possible. As you'll see in a second here, when I'm messing around with these archways, I think I kind of create a different ugly thing, which is surprising, or not, I guess. It's gonna be all based around this bridge. This bridge really brings out the ugly. In my opinion. I'm not sure why, but it's just so almost, how do I best describe this? You know those videos where you watch it and it's acting like it's gonna be a satisfying video, but then at the very last minute it changes or something happens where you're like, oh no, it's whatever didn't complete or it warped in some kind of way or something like that, and it's no longer satisfying. I feel like that's what's happening here with these archways. The first archway looks great, it's going well, and then I get to that second archway and then boom, it splits into 3 little ugly pieces right there. See that? That's what's happening there. I don't know, but it's ugly. And I don't like it. They're unevenly spaced, they're unevenly sized, and it's ugly. So I've been messing around with the walkways, trying to get it adjusted, because I realized that obviously it's the walkways that creates the arches, so it's the walkways that determines their size. But for some reason I'm having a really hard time with them splitting. I'm not quite sure why. I believe it's because of the land that it's running into. I think it's trying to divide it out equally, rather than just going with what I say, that there is 2 walkways here, so I want 2 arches. Or maybe it's the fact that since it is so close to the land, it's picking up on that 3rd walkway I have leading up to the bridge, and it's automatically creating a 3rd archway. Those are my kind of theories about what's happening. As you'll see, I'm fiddling with this for a while, so I kind of just lose patience a bit and try to tackle the problem from a different area, and see if that maybe will make it easier in the long run, or give me a little break at least from the archways. So what I'm trying to do now is work on connecting the main part of the bridge to the land. Tiny Glade is actually very nice, and it has a bit of an auto feature where it will build stairs for you. As you saw right there, the stairs just popped up when it got level with the land, so it helps connect it. Though the bad news is that since it does it for you, it automatically thinks these are the kind of stairs you need, this is how far the stairs need to extend, and as you'll see in a few minutes, the stairs end up extending too far. See right there, it kind of goes around the corner, and I want it to be more of a straight path because I want to build the sides of the wall. The sides of the wall for the bridge are not built yet, and so I'm getting these curves I wrap around, but that'll really clash when I build the walls. So now I'm trying to adjust the walls and start getting them better, and maybe that will help me with the bridge, because as you see here, I think it's a little bit of the ugly coming out right now, is that the building is peeking through the archways. While these are beautiful archways, and I love what I was able to accomplish on this side, and I wish I could mirror on the other side, it's peeking through, which kind of destroys the whole aesthetic I'm going for. So I'm trying to adjust that right now and just get the walls set up, so maybe it'll be easier to then plop the building inside, you know, like a little basket. I want to just plop that beautiful building right in between the two walls. And hope, cross my fingers, that it all works out. So I'm just kind of, I kind of gave up right there because it was really frustrating. So I thought maybe if I just build the wall from scratch on this side, I can get it to mirror something like the other side. But I didn't realize that in doing that, it would automatically destroy everything, like the building included, which is what happened there and why it turned into walls overlapping themselves rather than a building that was missing this side of the wall. So as you see, I'm redrawing it, and again, I'm getting that third archway down in the left corner of my wall. It's small, but it's still there, which is bothersome. So I'm trying to just delete all pathways. I'm trying to start fresh with the pathways, and maybe that will help correct it. And as you see here, I kind of noticed that perhaps it is less of, well, more of, it's not entirely the walkway's fault, because my river, as you noticed when we did the overhead pan, it's curved. See, look at this, it's curved. It's not straight. So then I have been trying to make my archways even with themselves, which I think is causing a problem. So I need to stagger them a bit. And right now, before I start staggering, I am trying to just see, would 3 look better? Would 3 maybe fix my problem if I can get them all lined up in a nice way? But as you see, now this side is starting to act up with the spacing, and the archways aren't looking very nice. It's incredibly difficult to get this correct, surprisingly. I know more experienced Tiny Glade builders can probably do it, no problem. But for me, a little bit of a beginner. Very much so a beginner, actually. I don't even know why I said a little bit. I am very much a beginner. This is my first Tiny Glade build, and I am having a lot of trouble with this. It is absolutely ridiculous. I'm having to spend this much time on a bridge. But I really want this bridge to work, so I'm really committed to this. I think it would just really make my build pop, you know? Like, I think this is more of a advanced, maybe not even advanced, this is an intermediate technique, I feel like. Getting this bridge to work in the way I want it to work in my build. I think this is the kind of me leveling up my skills and really trying to hone in on the feeling of Tiny Glade and its programming and how I interact with the environment and how my interactions result in their auto-generated architecture. Okay, see here, I'm trying to do the whole staggered technique. It's working. Archways look nice. They look good. Now I'm gonna try and add the building and plop it in. And I'll see if that works, and trying to get the levels right there. Because right now it's looking pretty good to me. Just really admiring it. Okay, here we go with the building. Let's get to it. So I wanted to fiddle around with this building a bit and prepare it more for the bridge rather than doing it once I'm in the bridge, because it does get harder to click on now that the walls are there. So I wanted to adjust it more to the sides, get it leveled up and lined correctly. And I overcompensated with the sides a little bit. So I will be adjusting that. See here, raising the height. See, the stairs being kind of wonky. That's okay, that's okay, we're getting it fixed. Man, this game is beautiful. Like, if I could just... This is this is really frustrating because you can see the vision in your head of what you want it to be. And it is so close to being there because Tiny Glade does such a good job of doing the really heavy lifting for you. It already sets you in a beautiful environment. It gives you beautifully auto-generated flowers, the birds, the, what do you call them? Butterflies. The butterflies. The butterflies. It just really helps to set the atmosphere of the kind of things you can expect and you want to meet, if not exceed, the expectations in this game, so you're trying your best to do that. And it is difficult to take your ideas and to put it into, I was gonna say real life, but this is far from real life. To put it into existence, I think that's a good way of saying it. And as you see here, I'm doing a really good job of putting this building. I've successfully lowered the building in between the walls. The building is not obstructing the archways, so now I'm trying to get those auto-generated stairs to come back. So I'm doing that by building up this area a bit more because now the building is too high, it doesn't meet the ground. So now I have to bring up the ground to make it meet, and then adjust the building to make it meet a bit more and connect fully so those stairs can start popping into existence like that right there. And as I mentioned earlier, you can see that whenever I build these stairs, they're curving. They're curving around and they are clipping through the wall. You can't see it too much on this side, but you can definitely see it on the other side. There's a little bit right there. See it? Yeah, that it clips through the wall because it's not detecting the wall. So it's thinking that there's nothing obstructing the curve of the stairs and it's free to just exist. But I very much disagree with that. I do not want that wall there. This, I'm actually not sure what's happening here. I think the wall can detect the stairs, but the stairs can't detect the wall, so the wall is kind of clashing into the stairs. And I think it's also because I'm trying to just grab onto that existing wall and extend it further rather than just building a new wall myself. So it's running into some issues, and I'm fiddling with that for a little bit. Trying to get the angle right and make sure that I have a good wall. Now, for those who have played Tiny Glade, you know this already, but for those who have not played Tiny Glade, you'll notice that I'm not trying to move my mouse and build the wall by drawing it freehand. I am actually setting down the wall and then moving my camera to build the wall. I'm doing that because Tiny Glade does not have a feature that allows you to just draw straight. Wherever you move your hand, that is where the wall will build. On one hand, it's a really good feature because you can create a lot of things to your specifications. You know, like, you don't have to work off a grid system. So there's a lot more freedom, but at the same time, you want more of that snapping, that alignment, that perfect angles that a grid system can provide, but you just do not have that here. So the only way to really draw things straight is by setting down your wall or whatever it is and then moving your camera, because your camera will always move in a consistent straight line. So as long as you line up where you want the angle you want your wall or whatever it is you're building to be at, as long as you line it up well and then move your camera, it will be straight. Now I'm just playing around with the amount of ground I can have because I did not intend at all for this ground to be as high as it was, or for there to even be a lifted amount of ground to begin with. So it's kind of messing up my flowers and the aesthetic I'm going for, but at the same time it also makes it work because in the very beginning of my series I said I wanted this to be a hidden gem. Not necessarily an abandoned garden, but one that is rough around the edges, but clearly still loved dearly. And that's what I was going for. So the ground kind of does help the aesthetic a bit more. It does give it more of like a rustic look rather than just perfect gardening, perfect landscape work. The ground kind of clips through the flowers, so it does work out and helps it a bit more. So I'm okay with that. Not a huge fan because it wasn't intended, but it works. It works. Now I'm just messing around with the wall a bit more. I'm trying to cover up the building and have it blend. I don't like how the wooden railing is clashing with the walls itself. Yes, it is leaning a bit more into that look of abandoned and a little decrepit, but it's leaning too much into decrepit. It's starting to cross a line where it just looks almost like a ruined structure. And I don't want it to be too much of that. So I'm trying to mess with the walls and see if I can just lower them individually. And see if I can lower them past the railing and get them all level. That way the railing can be the main guardrails of that bridge rather than the brick themselves. But as you saw, I was having trouble leveling it all together, so I'm using the scissor tool to actually clip different sections of the bridge and make them individual. So that way I can control specific bricks and I don't have to worry about trying to level it all at once because it was not letting me. I'm so close to having this bridge done well. Now I'm trying to fiddle around with the stairs, trying to get those right. You see, it's still clipping through the wall. And I'm trying to adjust them, and I don't like how much clipping is going on. Clipping through the ground, clipping through the wall. So I'm really trying to make them to where they're just straight and they don't curve around, because it's the curve that's really killing it for me. So now I'm just trying to get rid of the wooden railing. I know there's a way to do it, because I have seen other building types that does not have a wooden structure at the very top and has cobblestone, those little cobblestone bricks. I'm trying to do that, and maybe I can just blend it into the wall that I have built itself. So at least everything will be more homogeneous. And the way you do that, you get to those cobblestone bricks at the top, is you go into the paint tool and you click that brick selection. And I'm just seeing what my other options are. I'm considering smooth, but I don't know if I really want smooth. Because smooth would then lead it to where, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling the smooth vibe. See, like, look at this. It just didn't quite look right with smooth. So now I'm trying with the cobblestone, and I'm gonna settle on the cobblestone. I'm gonna try and blend the walls a bit together a bit more, and it will blend really nicely. It will blend really nicely, and the coloration was unintentional at first, I'll admit it. However, I'm definitely going to keep it because I like the effect it gives. That is more of like what I wanted, the soft suggestion that a lot of time has passed since this was built. It's falling into disrepair, but not complete disrepair because it is still very much cared for by the residents that live here. So that's why I'm leaving that, why the color difference is staying. I like the discoloration effect it gives. And now I have no idea why that glitch is happening. If you saw that right there, how it just created one random stair on the far right side of my bridge. We're gonna go zoom in on that in a little bit, but I don't know if you just caught that. I have no idea why that just kind of popped into existence, but it's gonna stay. I've tried to tackle it several times, but it is a visual glitch. I can't destroy it by itself. There's nothing I can really do about it, because it is almost perfectly where I want my bridge. And now I'm going to show you my bridge because it's pretty much there. So I'm going to highlight all of the excellent work we did. because I was really tired of this bridge. Really, really tired. See, there it is, that awkward little stare. It's stupid. It is stupid. But you know what? This is pretty good. It's a pretty good bridge. I'm mostly okay with it. And the trees are hiding my shame, but you know, I guess I kind of needed it. It's oh, look at that. Look at that. It's just beautiful. If there were just turtles in this game, I'd put turtles somewhere around there. It's beautiful. I love it. So everyone, this was my bridge build. Sorry it took so long. I was getting tired of this. I know you were getting tired of this. I have a few more finishing touches I want to do, so hopefully we can just tackle that in the next video, and everything will be great. So, I'll catch y'all around. Bye!